And we are live. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of Respect the Craft. This is episode number 127, and you see him sneaking in there. He's trying to get a peek before I do the full intro. But what's up, everyone? We are joined here by a great friend. He is the white glove treatment himself, my good pal, one of the voices of the Magic Kingdom himself, Shane Fair. How's it going, brother? How's everything?
Thank you for that intro, Ramondo. Good to see you, my buddy.
No, likewise, brother. Likewise. We had to talk all things Magic, and I could think no one better here than to have my good pal Shane to come talk all about the Magic Kingdom.
I'm always available for Respect the Craft at all times.
There we go. There we go. I was trying to find, because I always like to look up when I have someone come back on. I was like, okay, what was the last time? So it's officially 127. It was from episode 14 that I had you on the first time.
Oh, cool.
So we've done some range here. We're all the way to 127 now.
I was listening to SP the other night too.
SP's always on here as well. But here we go. We got our good pal Rob from the Bob Culture Podcast here saying, "Oh shade." There we go. You got the chant in there.
Man,
there we
go. Love Rob.
There we go. There we go.
You guys are my favorites, man.
Rob's another one that I feel bad. He's always getting some effects in the Magic Kingdom. Usually, if Vargas is around, we need Rob needs to get a helmet or something just to protect himself from Vargas.
He looks like one of those, when he wears the helmet, he looks like one of those kids that had the class near the boiler room that only stayed in that one class all day. But that's okay. He looks good in it. He makes it work.
Hey, as long as he's good, he's doing those great interviews as well. So shout out to our good friends.
Shout out to the kids need a boiler room.
And here we go. We got our good friends Wes and Kyle in the chat as well.
Right.
Look at that, saying hi and much love and respect here. Gotta love them. I think I heard they're gonna be in the building Saturday as well at the Magic Kingdom. So can't wait to see them there.
I love them.
But like we said, we are here to talk all things pro wrestling Magic, as it will be Jump Around this Saturday live from the Mecca. Where else? This Saturday at Ridgefield Park. So Shane, let's start getting into this here. Let's start talking after the last event, the effects of that here. We now know some things are in the air now. We have our heavyweight championship it's kind of in the mix right now, because after the main event of that last event, we saw the Pain Train kind of derailed, if you will, because unfortunately he was attacked by Vargas as well. Where does this leave our current world champion? Because I don't see him scheduled for this Saturday.
It was like the entire heavyweight. Well, it is all right. Pro Wrestling Magic Championship, but at Kerr's request, it is being called the Heavyweight Championship. There's no way that I would ever go against Mr. Kerr's word. But we saw that the picture was kind of like bottlenecking. We were getting all these contenders were all getting whittled down. It was becoming Kerr, Moth, Vargas, kind of like a collision course. Now I don't know where you got Alex Ryman in the picture, because his animosity towards Dan Moth, his just propensity, he just wants to prove himself so much against Moth that he has forcibly entered this picture by hook or by crook as well, because just from his mere existence, he's part of that as well. So now you got these the picture is getting cloudy, and of course you can't also forget Darius. Darius is I think he felt a little entitled to a rematch, probably for rendering his services to Smiley and helping getting full GM-ship for Smiley. I think that he feels that, at least the rematch was in the plans or in the cards, and I think Smiley's been ignoring that. So whether or not he's part of that picture too, it's a wide picture, and that can't be good, because if you look around most places, no disrespect, there's only one or two people at the top of that bubble in a championship picture. So at least that respective champion can look in the rearview mirror and kind of know, within some degree of what to expect. But right now, you have every angle. Everybody's got a claim to the Pro Wrestling Magic Championship. So it's cloudy.
Which
like
is true. And again, we saw that at the last event. We saw Kerr was going head to head here with someone that was a part of that heavyweight, that mix there in Dark STG. And we thought, okay, there we go. We saw Vargas earlier in the night. We still have yet to see Darius Carter make his return to the Magic Kingdom. But we know, again, we saw Steve Benya's around as well. He still has that claim to the key as well. So it's one of those where there's a lot of stakes in there. Dan Mauve just won his Fast Pass. So he's also anytime now he could get that next shot at that heavyweight championship. But then also we look at Alex Raymond, like you mentioned earlier, who he had just went through that battle with Moff. So we thought, okay, we're gonna have our main event, a clear champion would be crowned that night.
Right.
And then we get that Vargas just heinous attack there, which I was glad you were far away from it, Shane, because if not, I feel like Vargas would try to attack you again.
Right. I've already been, the victim of that. And, when he gets that rage, it seems like I don't know what happens downstairs. I don't see him downstairs in the locker room. I don't know if he's kept in like a kennel or something like that. But as the night goes on, I guess like his rage intensifies. And come match 6, 7, all of a sudden you start hearing the roar. And then, main event, whether he's in it or he's not, he's going to be a part of it. So, you better take that into consideration. And I've become the wrath of it. I know you we're collateral damage to Pro Wrestling Magic match 2 with Moff and Ryman. So you already know what they're capable of.
Yeah, that's still. I'm still. It's been a while now, but I'm still feeling the effects of that. It was definitely. I guess what happens if you get in between just the rage of what Alex Ryman's been going through. You understand he's still. I don't know what's going on with Alex. I feel like there's something there. He's talking in third person, the revolver. It's
right.
It's interesting there. But then again, if you get in the middle between him and then the King of the North himself, the Bayonne badass Dan Moff, I guess it's kind of expected. You're gonna get some after effects there, getting between those two. So unfortunately, that was me that last Pro Wrestling Magic event. But hey, this Saturday, hopefully everything's cool. We get to all enjoy the show and have a good time. So let's not waste any more time here. Let's start talking about that as well. Let's start getting
absolutely.
into that.
Why don't we start there? Like we were talking about Moff and Pena earlier.
Let's talk about that. Let's get into that matchup right there, as it will be again that Bayonne badass himself, the independent wrestling legend, the King of the North himself, Danny Moff, going head to head with the finisher Steve Benya here. And this again, we talk about that heavyweight title division. We talk about just who can make that claim to be the next contender there against Kerr. These two guys, I feel like they're neck and neck at being that next spot, that top contender there. When you look at what they've done in the Magic Kingdom.
And this will be right for the keys of the kingdom. So, I mean, the Pena, this isn't a championship that is normally defended. This is usually something, but Pena is the champion's champion. And even in lieu of having a championship title, he's still willing to put the key up along, against Moff. And man, like you said, you said earlier, you don't want to be between Moff and Ryman. You don't want to be between Moff and anything. So now the fact that you're dangling this key in front of this, this raging bull who is already en route to, the championship. Now you're giving him the literal key to getting closer to it. It's, I wouldn't want to fight him in any regard, but then when you put that proverbial carrot in front of the donkey, I think or the bull in this case, that that could be really disastrous.
No, definitely so. And this is one though, usually, and again, I hope he's not listening to this because I know I'm possibly going to piss him off for saying this, but usually in a match when you see Dan Moff, it's inevitable. It's a Dan Moff victory there. But I feel like when we look at a matchup here with Steve Benya, this might be something where we see that style of Benya come into play here. He might be able to surprise us and get that huge victory on Saturday night.
Oh, definitely. You know what I mean? He's a human gladiator. He looks like a gladiator. Every time I see him, that's the first thing that resonates with me. He looks like a gladiator. You think that the Romans would look upon him and smile, like wow, this guy. He looks the part. He really does. And with that key in hand, I thought that we're finally going to see him really close in on the championship. I just hope he hasn't made a mistake here and taking this excursion with Moff.
Hey, again, I could see it that Steve Benya wants to earn that championship match. He wants the best that Magic can throw at them. But also, we still have to think about Hispanos Unidos could still be around. We never know if that could also play a factor this Saturday. Azrael is in the building. We still don't know, again, after losing his junior heavyweight championship, we don't know where Donovan currently, his mental state is, but you never know. He could possibly be in the building. We could see the lit superstar make his way as well. We never know. There's multiple people that could make their way down to see where this goes. But here we go. We got Wes and Kyle saying Steve Pena is our guy. Let's go. There we go. We got another vote for Pena there. Again, it's hard for me. If I was a betting man, it's hard to bet against the Bayonne badass himself. So I'm looking forward to see what will go down this Saturday. These are two that this is going to be that true fight on Saturday night.
Right. So right. We'll see that gladiatorial spirit of Pena, I'm sure.
There we go. But let's talk about it because we talked about Moff. Let's now go to his last opponent in Alex Ryman here. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about that junior heavyweight championship being on the line this Saturday, as it will be the Revolver Alex Raymond here going head-to-head with current junior heavyweight champion. He is currently sponsored as well by that. I still can't believe it. He got the sponsorship. Those energy drinks are working for Vinny Pacifico here. And we have the good guy himself, Azrael, in the building. So Shane, talk to us a little about this one. And I know Vinny's one of your guys here. So
definitely.
Let's talk about this three-way dance here.
I still don't believe that a 23, 4-year-old kid from Staten Island needs energy drinks to get energy, though. I thought they all had too much energy, but I don't know. Maybe I digress. But he's happy with that. This is another case of might have bit off more than you can chew, because obviously when you add and make this a triple threat match, now it's a no disqualification match. So this is just as good as like a dark arts title defense. It becomes like that in essence, because Vinny is he fights a fair match. He doesn't. While we've seen times where he'll, he's never blinded by rage. While he'll get angered, he's never blinded by rage. So we don't see that he goes outside of the rule book much. So now that he's in a triple threat match, I don't think he knows to utilize the full extent of that rule toolbox like Ryman does. Azrael, of course, is very savvy. He's been around. He's a legend. He's a veteran. So he knows, how to use triple threat rules to his, benefit. But Ryman, I think, is the real one here in this match that winds up getting the biggest advantage, because this is his style. He wants to beat the crap out of you. He wants to hit you with a pipe. He wants, so now that he's in the rules, that's within the, well contained within the rules, I think that he's going to serve the, having the best advantage. I really think that Vinny should have rethought this, should have kept it a singles match within the confines of the rules of the junior heavyweight championship. But now, like I said, it becomes a dark arts championship at this point.
I feel like this is one where it's Vinny again, that maybe those energy drinks are getting to him here. The hype is starting to get amped up here for Vinny. And I know he's a fighting champion, though. I can imagine he's ready for this. He's studying both of his opponents, but then we look at, again, you talk about making it a triple threat and now throws the rule book out the window here. Alex Ryman definitely is going to be one to use those underhanded tactics here, have to bring in a weapon, something here, because we saw what he did last time. That match, technically, between him and Dan Moff, it just went everywhere. We saw that. It went to my side of the...
Right, it went in your lap. You took it home with you.
But then
You're a soldier, man.
Hey, I tried here. I was able to survive, luckily. So hopefully I can do the same Saturday. Again, it's a three-way dance.
I hope you don't have to do the same again. You were just trying to enjoy the show.
I just tried to make it back to the Kingdom. I was all the way over there. I was like, okay, good. I'm far away here from the action. I'm enjoying. Came to see my good buddy Shane, and it just did not end right.
I had a bird's eye view watching it. That was rough to see, man.
But it's all good. But back to the action here. We talk about the tactics that Ryman can pull, but then you add to the mix the veteran Azrael here, a man that's held gold basically everywhere he's gone. That veteran of the game. He's held multiple championships that are similar to this junior heavyweight championships. He's held that best of the light heavyweights when we talk about JAPW. He's held titles that he's known how to wrestle this style, that I feel like it's one of those where maybe Azrael will capitalize on these two not having that same tenure as he does. Again, both Ryman and Pacifico have had their time in the business, but they don't have that same tenure as a man like Azrael here. And again, we add that possibility here of possibly Hispanos Unidos again. Could they get involved? Could we see them?
Like you say with Azrael, how many times a week does something coming across your feed where it's like a classic match from Ring of Honor that Azrael had? and you're like, wow, he wrestled such and such. Oh, he was in a ring with this guy. Like, all the legends have grappled with Azrael, and Azrael, he stands the test of time. You watch, some of these training videos that he has. He has incredible cardiovascular. He can just he can run with anybody. He's ageless, timeless. He's the same Azrael he was at 20. You know what I mean? He's just incredible.
And again,
So,
it seems as he almost has gotten better with time. He's
I
like a
agree.
fine wine, basically, at this point.
Right.
That he just gets
Absolutely.
better with age and time, and he's still innovating to this day. When you see those same videos that Shane was talking about, he just pulls out these different variations of submissions and all that. That again,
Right.
it might come into play this Saturday. I would assume it's going to come into play this Saturday. And it's one of those where I can't wait to see where that title will end up.
Mhm.
But from confirmed matches, now let's go to this. We still don't know what will happen here. Who will be facing that current Pro Wrestling Magic Women's Champion? What's going to happen here with the Queen of Prolific, the Lady of Prolific herself, Ruthless Lala, will be in the building, and she's still trying to figure out who attacked her, though. Do you know, Shane? Do you have any ideas, any clues of what happened to Ruthless
There's
Lala? We're still
there's
trying to
been
figure this out
rumors.
here.
There's been rumors and innuendo, as we say, but unfortunately, it occurred in a part of the building that's not well. I shouldn't say this for the sake of security, but the cameras and that, there's no way for us to determine what happened whatsoever and everything. But I would assume it's the one person you could rule out would be JC Storm, her best friend, or at least trying so hard to be a best friend.
Uh,
But
she's been
I
trying to
wouldn't.
help out. She's been posting saying she's on the case here. She's also going to be in the building Saturday. She will also be in action.
Hmm.
Hopefully nothing goes down when both of these are in action here. Maybe one can watch the other's back. Some situation here, but it's one of those again. Everyone wants to know, and it's weird because you would think Prolific would have been around. They would have been able to see what happened here. No one knows. No one has an answer here. It's just
Certainly a
weird.
good point. As much as she's had Prolifics back, she's always been a ringside, very if not vocal, physical. So I mean, it's a shame that they didn't have her back on that one, but I'm sure, yeah, anyone with that sort of intention is going to reveal themselves eventually. So I guess we just, time will play out, and we'll get our answer.
Well, again, I can imagine maybe we'll get that answer this Saturday, or maybe let's talk about this one as well because it was just announced. Not only can you get your tickets now for this Saturday's event, but maybe we'll get our answer at this next event here because it's the anniversary time, Shane. 8 years in the making here. Let's talk about this here, Shane. Maybe we'll get our answer here. I'm trying to Tub Thumping. Is that the name of the show, Shane?
Yes,
What?
indeed. The
Okay.
Chumbawamba song. I get knocked down and I'll get up again. You're never gonna keep me down.
I'm mad that I did not know that's the name of the song. I know the song, but I did
Bro,
not
that's
know
got to
that
be the
was.
only chorus that has pissing in it, right? And she sings it with that sweet voice, like "Pissing the night away." Only song with urination in the hook. That a boy.
You love to see it, but again, it will be the
You'll love to
8 year.
see it.
You love
You'll
to
love to pee it.
8 year anniversary coming to Ridgefield Park this April 22nd. Tickets are on sale now. So get your tickets already for this Saturday and make sure you're confirmed to be there for the 8 year anniversary of
I
Pro
cannot wait.
Wrestling Magic. So again, the stakes are high here with this event as we're going into the 8 year anniversary. So maybe we will find out. Maybe that's where they'll reveal who was that attacked Ruthless Lala at the last not the last event, the event before that, actually. My apologies. So, but let's go here. Let's go to Prolific now. Let's talk about those Tri Wizard Championships here.
Right.
Let's talk about as Prolific will be defending those championships here against the Lost Boys. But Shane, I have to ask though, we see the Lost Boys here. We see this matchup has been made officially by Smiley and management at Pro Wrestling Magic. Um, what happened to RTB here? It was made at the last show. We saw the challenge thrown out. It was made. It will be RTB versus Prolific, but that stipulation though that Isaiah Wolf threw out, if RTB lose, they're done in Pro Wrestling Magic.
Correct.
As a trio. They'll still be able to, if they want to compete in individual capacity, they can do that. But unfortunately, if RTB lose that championship match, they will no longer be a trio in Pro Wrestling Magic.
Correct.
Are we going to see that possibly an anniversary, or is this match just, unfortunately, wasn't official here for this Saturday? What's going on?
We
there,
know that Smiley loves one thing, and that's chaos, right? So one thing. Wait, hold on. I gotta blow my nose. I'm sorry. I'm a little stuffed up.
Come on, Shane.
I didn't have a tissue. So I just looked for the next best thing. But Smiley loves chaos.
He definitely does, but I don't think he's gonna like that. Shane, he watches this show. You know this, right? he's a fan of the show. He's a guest on the show a few times.
I didn't actually think about that. Sure, he is a big fan.
Yeah, he's a friend of the show. He's been on here a few times. Project Mayhem has been on here in its entirety.
All right, we'll just edit that piece out.
Yeah. No one saw that. No one saw that. It's okay.
That's it. Oh, we're live.
Yeah. I said that in the intro. Remember that? I said that we're live here. I did a whole nice intro. You did. We have a good amount of people watching the show right now. Possibly really? Smiley being one of them. Like,
I don't think anybody would tell him that though.
No, I don't. No, I don't think anyone's gonna let him know. Or possibly Trixie or Osito or Elijah Eden or you never know.
I don't know why, but I believe you. Thanks.
But let's get back to this here. Let's get back to this situation here. We got the Lost Boys. Where are we going here?
The Lost Boys, I think, a great replacement. I don't think they've ever been followed in a store by security, right? I don't think ever. So I don't think, I don't know. I'll stop there. But the Lost Boys, I mean, we've seen all three of them. Ethan, big fan of, especially. And I think that these guys, they get compared to RTB so often is the thing. So I think that they want to make themselves stand out a little bit more. And this is the perfect opportunity to do so. Even if they come up short against Prolific and then they make a good showing, I think it's going to be a big statement for them. Should they win the and become the second Tri-Wizard champions, like I think that would shoot them to the stratosphere in this company. So this is not only this is a fast pass to immortality, you know what I mean, in this promotion. So if they can seize these championships, prove everybody wrong, come up with a huge upset win, become the second Tri-Wizard champions in this match that really wasn't intended for them, let's be honest, that would be a major statement. And anything short of that, just short of that, I still think is a major statement from them. So this is this isn't like a win or lose situation for them. This is, show up and make a statement, and if that statement includes winning, then so be it, but
hey, imagine what that would be again here, making that
they're an
impact. There definitely are, because it's one of those where, again, that status here, Prolific has been around a little longer here than the Lost Boys, and they've been at that top spot a lot longer than the Lost Boys here. So it's that make it or break it moment where can they show that they should be in that conversation to be top contenders here for those championships? And hey, could they shock the kingdom here and get that much needed win?
They look like they still have their communion money. They might, right? Like the bonds, like those bonds that we've already, from our childhood that we've cashed in as we hit a desperate point. It looks like they've never had to do that.
They do look a little young here. They do look a little young. They look like
handsome guys. You know what I mean?
I was gonna say you said it earlier. They do look similar to RTB here. I hope the Magic Kingdom knows this is the Lost Boys here. This is a completely different team here. So hopefully they're ready to see what they can pull off here against Prolific. And again, I'm looking forward to see what happens here in the Tri-Wizard division. It's been good to see these different trios come together, see what happens in these kind of matches, because you never know what to expect. When you have that many competitors in a ring, it kind of throws out the typical matchup here. So it adds a whole other element to it.
100%. Yeah, you got two guys that are legally at ringside that are part of this guy's team that can intervene. So it's really tough to pull a W, and it's really tough to get an upset when you have that system of checks and balances of the two other teammates, especially
Definitely
like
so.
Prolific does.
So again, they're a team that has they know each other so well. They're a perfect, well-oiled machine. They're in unison there. When they come in,
Mhm.
they're able to do what's needed to get that much needed W. So it's going to be one of those. Can the Lost Boys be the same? We're not sure. We're going to have to wait and see till this Saturday at Jump Around. But let's jump around here to another matchup, and let's talk about some more women's action here, as this will be a women's fast pass matchup here, as it will be Rebecca Scott going head to head with the notorious Mimi, making her way back to the Magic
Greatest.
Kingdom here. We saw Notorious Mimi 2 events ago make her surprise return to the Magic Kingdom. So Shane, talk to us a little bit about this. What can we expect from Rebecca Scott and Notorious Mimi?
Oh, she's awesome, Rebecca Scott. We saw her at the new Milford High School event. She definitely held her own in that. Steve Off, I know, had been singing her praises, saying like how great she was and everything. So Mimi is like somebody that I tried desperately to, you know, I don't want to like take any responsibility for it. I don't sound like shitty. I'm like but I definitely sung her praises like early on, like that how well she fit the pageantry and the production of Pro Wrestling Magic, and just how like her presence is just would be so well defined with our present production, with the lighting, with the ramp, everything like that. I mean, just the way our just the way that the promotion presents itself as a whole. I really felt that she would be such a great reflection of that. And Mimi certainly like the great. I always say Casey Navarro and Notorious Mimi are the two greatest talents that I've ever witnessed. That when you see them, you know that you're in the presence of superstardom and greatness. Like at this level, that it's just like you sit in your seat, you're like what this is incredible. Like this obviously is meant for like a higher level, and the fact that WWE couldn't quite figure out what to do with Mimi, it makes me question them as a whole too, because I've never seen such a polished, refined, just mark of excellence. Mimi is like the Mark One, class one athlete, where she's a five-tool player. She can do everything. So I'm gonna have to go with, if I'm picking in this match, I would think Mimi could probably get the victory here. Rebecca Scott, really well received at Magic at the new Milford event, and I think that she's certainly just her presence. She's the way she carries herself with such confidence. She exudes confidence. So I don't think that that spell that Mimi sometimes has on competitors is going to quite work with Rebecca. This is going to come down to just who can out wrestle the other one. And in the end, I would think that's going to be Mimi. But like I don't want to predict and wind
I was
up
gonna
being
say it's
wrong.
another one where it could be unpredictable though, because like you
Sure.
said, that usual tendency that Mimi can have in that ring, that usual pattern, it may not come into play here because we
Oh,
still
and
don't
just one thing,
know.
this match is
Yep,
also sponsored by Wes and Kyle.
yep.
So if they're
He just,
watching, I
there
want to
you
thank
go.
Wes and Kyle for sponsoring it.
He
See,
actually
look
just
at
said in the
that.
chat as well. So there you go.
There we go. I'm ahead of
Sponsored
you.
matchup there. Thank you, Weston Kyle, there for
Stick
the
and move.
sponsorship there. But again, this is one I'm looking forward to see who, because this in a matchup like this, it's always who could possibly make that first mistake and who's going to capitalize on it
Sure. Oh, I
even quicker.
definitely I know
That's one of
exactly.
those where we're going here. So that's possibly what's going to happen. Will unfortunately Rebecca Scott make that first mistake that Mimi will capitalize on, or vice versa? It's one of those where we'll find out this Saturday at Jump Around here. And here we go. You know what? Let's after his comment, let's talk about his matchup here, Shane.
Ooh,
Because and also Blanco himself, Bruno's in the building. One half of those
somebody
Pro
makes
Wrestling Magic tag
a
team
two
champions
hundred
there.
dollar donation to SP's thing to get him over the thing. I'll take my shirt off,
There you go. Link still
but
in
I
the
gotta see the
description down
receipt.
below. But there you go. And Loso Blanco saying Shane is such a hunk. Let's get into that match, Shane. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about those Pro Wrestling Magic World Tag Team Championships are on the line. It will be the team of Death Row, Bruno, and Tella going head to
Oh,
head
man.
with the Rep, a team that once I heard was announced for this match,
Sick.
it's going to be a collision here because you have the Rep, a team that's held tag team gold everywhere they've been. And are looking to do the
Oh,
same
that's
here
such a
at Pro Wrestling Magic against Death Row here. But Death Row's had, even after all the insanity that was the last tag title defense at the last Pro Wrestling Magic event, they still walked out champions. They were able to, even though it was via disqualification after all that, they're still standing tall. They're
right,
still able
exactly.
to fight off Project Mayhem here. And I don't know if there's a team that can stop Death Row here, Shane.
No, I
Like,
love it when you find a tag team like that where it's like you look around and you think like who in the locker room or in the stratosphere is going to defeat this team, and they're certainly they fall under that category. Unfortunately, one of the only answers to that would be the rep. So they have their hands full. Like if you narrow down that real short list of competitors that could conceivably beat them and take those championships, I would say that the rep is at the top of that list. Now, and in fairness to like Bruno and Tella, this is they were basically asked like who are the teams that you respect the most, who are the teams that you want to take on during this reign, who do you want to defend that championship against, and the first team that they said was the rep. So the fact that I love that we're at a promotion that fulfills the wishes of its champions. It fulfills the wishes, like if these guys have that competitive spirit and they're naming names, and the fact that Smiley was able to approve this match. You know what I mean? Ultimately, that's pretty cool. So as chaotic and ridiculous as he can be, the fact that he had the state of mind of to at least see the potentiality in this match. I know that Project Mayhem, certainly has their eyes on these championships, but the fact that they would allow a team that can conceivably come in and win those championships instead of them shows that there's some, you know, at some level, there's some kind of morality. And I think this match is going to be this match really defines their world tag team championship. They win this match, that's a major statement because now you've gone against one of your contemporaries who is able and has held multiple tag team championships like standalone and such.
definitely so. And again, look at this. I'll agree with Bruno here in this comment. The rep is the bar in tag team wrestling. He very much looks forward to facing them this Saturday. And it is true, again, when you look at the rep's history here, you've seen what they've done. They've been everywhere. They've gone all around the world as a tag team as well. So it's one of those where this matchup, it has that much more to it. Even though Bruno and Tella will be defending their championships, they even have more to gain here with that victory. So getting to
Right.
settle themselves as truly one of the most dominant tag teams in pro wrestling magic at the moment. And I have to agree though, Project Mayhem definitely are going to be watching. Will they be close to the matchup? We'll have to wait and see because the psychos like to be around and just cause some more destruction, if you will.
I can only think there's an ulterior motive in granting this match. You know what I mean? It's something doesn't ring true or ring right with the fact that they would
But again,
allow.
I would think as well. Smiley does want to have great matches like this. He wants to see Pro Wrestling Magic succeed, and why not put together a matchup like this? He wants to be a successful GM, Shane. I would give Smiley a little bit of credit here. I know again, you two are not at the in the best shape of a partnership here. My apologies.
Oh,
No. I'm saying you two together. You two together.
there was a comma.
But from that, let's go
Period.
to another championship matchup here. Let's go to that Dark Arts championship here as Steve Off will be defending here against Chase James. And this is another one where I feel like a lot of the Magic faithful, the Magic Kingdom fans were looking forward to possibly seeing Steve Off versus Smiley. We saw Smiley make some comments. We thought he was going to be the next challenger, but then we find out Chase James had sent in his challenge first. So we get
Yeah,
this
and
matchup here, and it's leaving some questions here for the Magic fans. Talk to us about this one, Shane.
it's a good scouting opportunity for Smiley. Now you're another match removed. Now Steve Off goes in another match as champion. So he becomes a little maybe weathered from yet another tough battle, and then you jump in, so it's like stealing that 3 count and a triple threat, almost like maybe he's just waiting to see a sign of weakness and before he jumps in and gets his official challenge. But this guy Chase James, I think he's bulletproof from that picture. I don't think bullets are able to penetrate him. He's got that bulletproof vest on, right? A little rash guard, motorcycle jacket. There we go.
It does look like it looks like it there. He might be. It might be able to withstand.
Is he a major league catcher?
We might have to ask him Saturday, Shane. Maybe we have to talk to Chase a little bit, see what he does on his free time here.
We'll chase him down, find out. But he's a good dude. I've seen him a couple times now, and again, this is somebody. It's like a hack term, but like Steve Off doesn't have him scouted. He hasn't seen him every month at Magic. He doesn't, he wasn't on like Anniversary Show 4, and he's seen him all these years. Like, this is a guy that can conceivably come in and surprise. There's any given Sunday philosophy, kind of, especially when it's somebody that because you imagine, showing up on Sunday and playing a football team that, just entered the league that Sunday. You don't know any of the players. You have no film on them. You have no game tape. So, that any given Sunday thing, certainly true.
And it's one of those where, though, I will say this, though. I feel when you look at Steve Off, though, he studies every person, though. Especially when they're coming to the Magic Kingdom. This is his home. I feel like Steve Off wouldn't even accept the challenge if he didn't think he could go toe-to-toe here with Chase James.
Right.
Just a little bit here. Again, I would think Steve Off is ready. He's gone toe-to-toe with some of the best, and he continues to prove why he is currently the Dark Arts champion here. We're going to have to wait and see what happens Saturday. Will he be able to retain? It's one of those where, again, you guys have to get your tickets now to find out, to see all this amazing matches, multiple title matches, and still you want to get there early because you never know what else can happen in the Magic Kingdom, especially as we are less than a month away from the 8-year anniversary.
Pissing the night away. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I was just going to take it through while it was pissing. Why pissing? I mean, I understand it's like a, English terminology, but
no. I could see this is what Shane's going to be singing next month. That's going to be the one line.
I might just be urinating myself just to celebrate.
I don't know if you can do that on IWTV, Shane. I'm not sure if that's allowed on IWTV.
That's true. We'll have to check with standards and practices.
We'll figure it out by April 22nd. But guys, before we get to that, you guys want to be there this Saturday. Again, it's going to be a stacked event. Let's just go through it one more time here, graphics-wise. You have that Junior Heavyweight Championship on the line. You have JC Storm in action, Ruthless Lala in action, those Tri-Wizard Championships on the line. It will be a women's Fast Pass matchup. You have that heavyweight Fast Pass matchup between Dan Moff and Steve Pena.
Keys to the kingdom.
There you go. Then we also have the Pro Wrestling Magic World Tag Team Championships on the line here with Death Row and the Rep. And then, like we just talked about, that Dark Arts Championship will be on the line between Steve Off and Chase James. Definitely are. So, Shane, last thoughts here. What would you like to let the fans know before they make their way this Saturday to the Mecca?
That Magic Kingdom is a special place to be, and like we're nearing our anniversary next month. This is a perfect time to be with us, to get ready for that anniversary. This is an anniversary show quality card as it is. Come to Jump Around, come to Thumb Thumping. Thumb Thumping. It's a tough one. But please review our catalog on IWTV. We stand by our product. This is a great product. Whether there's 30 or 300, we put on the same show. Everybody gives their all. It's a promotion that I am so proud of to work at, and it's in my blood. And the people, that's the consensus. Everybody that works for this promotion bleeds black and white. They love Pro Wrestling Magic, and they are willing to give their all for you every single month. So out of respect for that, you should be here every month. There's not a lazy person in that locker room. There's not anyone that's not towing the line. There's young lions medium age lions and older lions, all with that same hunger. And you see that every single month after month. This is the place to be. And whether you realize that today, yesterday, or tomorrow, it is the place to be. Magic, we're doing something special here. It's what made the Mecca special. And no matter what promotion runs here, it's all Magic made this building a place to be. And I'd like you to come to see why that's the case. It's more than the matches. There's something special going on here that you can't even put into words. And also, Ray, I'll tell you this. Talked to Smiley a little bit about it. I messaged him. I got a little bit of grumbling back. I talked to people. Starting in May, I'm going to be facilitating a match of my own, basically a showcase match at Pro Wrestling Magic, which is I talked to Steve. This is where I'm gonna curate the match. I'm gonna pick the opponents. I've already one opponent's already been contacted and booked. I'll talk more about this in the coming days, but that's another reason this place is special, because there's so much opportunity for people. There's so many fans that went on to production level, went on to commentary, went on to announce, and it's not a closed gate kind of promotion. There's opportunities for people to shine as fans. We love our fans, like Wes and Kyle, like for fans to come out and sponsor a match. You got to be doing something right as a promotion that the fans want to give you that kind of love. They're already ticket buying fans, and they still want to contribute more to what you're doing. So people like Wes and Kyle are like so validating and give this promotion and its performance such redemption. It lets us know that it's hack and cliche sometimes, but like Wes, Kyle, Melissa, the Falzeranos, Sherry Ann, Mikey, Azalea, like they all give us reasons to leave the house every single weekend. And you do so without any regret, because you're going to see fans like that. And I think that's how everybody feels in the Magic locker room. We really embrace our fans, and we want to give them the best. And that's not to say other promotions don't, but it's just very evident that I'm not alienating or saying, oh.
No, I got you there, brother. And definitely, again, you see that love and you see that enjoyment for the fans. They love what you guys give them, and they're reciprocated back. So it's great to see, and it's that feeling when you come to the Magic Kingdom, you get that enjoyment. It's that family affair. It's that enjoyment, having a good night, having a good time, and after the show, just having that enjoyment afterward. There's always the after party after as well. So definitely come on down after and have a good time.
Oh, definitely a Blackbird, right?
So there you go, guys. So
corn dog nuggies. Delicious.
Don't forget, guys, get your tickets now if you haven't already. Link will be in the description down below. But also, go follow Pro Wrestling Magic on all their social medias. Link will also be in the description down below. But also, go follow our good buddy Shane as well. Make sure you're following him on all of his social medias there. That way, you're staying up to date with all things Shane, wherever he goes. If it's the Magic Kingdom, if it's Warriors of Wrestling, or who knows where he'll be stopping at next and bringing that white glove treatment with him. So you never know.
If you ever find who has at World's Fair NYC on Twitter in the real world, please waterboard him or torture him. You have my full permission legally. I am signing off on this. Beat him boots to face until he gives me World's Fair NYC on Twitter. It's the only one I'm missing. Even my Venmo, for God's sakes.
On that note, Shane, thank you so much for joining me here, brother. It's been a great time. As always, guys, again, go support independent wrestling. As always, don't forget to be wise, be genuine, be real, be better people, respect the craft, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.